Hey there and welcome. Today, we are going to tackle one of the most useful tools in English, the past simple tense. Seriously, this is how you unlock stories, share your memories, and talk about all the cool things you've already done. All right, let's just jump right in.
Think about it for a second. We all have stories we want to share, right? What did you do last weekend? What was your favorite movie as a kid? To really share these moments in English, you need the right tool. And that tool is exactly what we're going to learn today.
So let's kick things off with a big question. What exactly is the past simple? Well, the easiest way to think about it is like a time machine for your grammar. It's the one tense we use to travel back and talk about things that are already finished.
And you know what? The rule is actually super simple. If an action started in the past, and this is the important part, it finished in the past, you use the past simple. It's done, it's complete, it's over. Like, I walked to work this morning. The walk is finished.
So why do we care so much about this? Because we use it constantly. We use it to tell stories, like, I went to a concert last night. We use it to talk about any action that's done, like, I finished my coffee. And we use it to talk about things at a specific past time, like she called me yesterday.
Okay, so here's the deal. To use the past tense, our verbs have to change. And in English, they can take one of two different paths to get there. We're going to talk about the big difference between regular and irregular verbs, and trust me, getting this down is absolutely key.
On one side, you've got your regular verbs. These are great, they're your friends, because they follow one simple, predictable rule. But on the other side, you've got the irregular verbs. Think of them as the rebels of the grammar world. They don't follow the rules, and they have their own special forms you've just got to memorize.
So let's take a look at a regular verb. The verb is walk. To put it in the past, we just add ed to the end. Boom, it becomes walked. Simple, right? Yesterday, I walked to the park. How about another? Talk becomes talked. We talked for hours. See? Easy.
Now, there are just a couple of tiny spelling rules to keep in mind. If a verb already ends in an E, like live, you don't add another E. You just add a D to make lived. And if it ends in a consonant plus Y, like study, you swap out the Y for an I and then add added, so you get studied.
And now for that other path, the irregular verbs. Let's take go. To put it in the past, it doesn't become goed. No way. It changes completely to went. There's no simple rule for this. It's just one of those things you get used to with a little bit of practice. And here are some of the most common rebels you're going to see all the time. Eat becomes ate. See becomes saw. Have becomes had. And come becomes came. These are so important. Seriously, making some flashcards or just jotting them down is a game changer for getting these to stick in your brain.
All right, we know how to change our verbs, so how do we actually build sentences with them? Let's start with the easy stuff, positive sentences. This is how you say what did happen. This is where we put our new past tense verbs to work. And here's the great news. The formula is super easy. You start with the subject, the person or thing doing the action. Then you just pop in your past tense verb, whether it's regular or one of those rebels. And finally, you add the rest of the sentence. Subject, verb, and then everything else.
Let's see it in action. For a regular verb, she walked to school yesterday. You see? Subject, past verb, the rest. For an irregular one, he ate breakfast this morning. Same exact structure, just a different kind of verb. It works the same for both. Awesome. So we know how to say what happened. But what about all the stuff that didn't happen? Or how do we ask someone if something happened? Well, for this, we need a very special little helper word, did. This word is going to do all the heavy lifting for us. So, to say no, the structure changes just a little bit. You take your subject, then you add the magic word didn't. But pay close attention to step 3 because this is where everyone gets tripped up. After didn't, the verb goes back to its original, normal form, the base verb. No ed, no special stuff. Check this out. In a positive sentence, we say, she went. But to make that negative, we say, she didn't go. Did you see that? Went changed back to go. Why? Because the word didn't is already doing the job of telling us it's in the past. We don't need to do it twice.
So this brings us to the golden rule of the past simple. If you remember one thing from today, let it be this. Whenever you use didn't to make a negative or did to ask a question, the main verb that comes after is always in its basic original form. No ed, no ate or saw, always the original verb.
And guess what? That golden rule applies to questions too.
To ask a simple yes or no question, you just start with did, you add your subject, and then, yep, you guessed it, you use the base form of the verb. And don't forget the question mark at the end.
Here's a perfect example. We ask, did you see my friend? We use see, the base verb, not saw. So many people say, did you saw? And it's a super common mistake, but not for you, because now you know the golden rule.
Okay, you have the rules, you've seen how it all works, and now you officially have the tools. It's time for you to start using the past simple to tell your own stories and share your own experiences.
So let's do a lightning-fast recap. Regular verbs, just add ed. Irregular verbs, you gotta learn their special forms. For negatives, you use didn't plus the base verb. And for questions, you start with did and use the base verb. That's pretty much it.
You are now ready to talk about yesterday, last week, last year, anything. And please remember, every single time you speak or write, you're practicing. And making mistakes, that's not just okay, it's literally how you learn. So just get out there and try it. So let's put this into practice right now. I'm asking you, think about it. Maybe say it out loud, or even better, drop a comment below. Using what you just learned, what did you do yesterday?